fighting, practicing.
7 a.m.
Very humid.
Very humid. Load this leg.
Move your hands back.
Starting early.
6:30 a.m. My good friend, one.
I like the fight.
So yeah, let's get into it. What's up, guys? Welcome back to TENFITMEN vlog number 2, and today we're gonna have a very interesting topic. I can name it like don't go through the motion, and I'm gonna explain that. This is very good for both players and coaches, and yes, I will give a short introduction to this and then we'll get more into it. So what is this about? Back when I was... Just one second, music is a little bit loud. Okay, good. So, back in the days, almost 8-9 years ago now, 10 years ago, when I was playing college tennis in America, I played for Auburn University, and you know, it was a great time, very competitive, very hard, doing both college, you know, academics, studying for the classes, but also working out and practicing hard, getting ready for the matches, playing for a university, big responsibility. So it was great experience, you know, you learn how to play in the team and all this. Well, what I want to say related to the topic today is that our head coach, his name is Eric Shore, and in this occasion I say hi to him, one of the best coaches I had, really great person. What he used to tell us when we were training hard, especially in some days when, you know, it was not so easy to motivate ourselves. Maybe the matches were not coming up so soon. It was in the fall season when we have the hard trainings, not many matches. So he used to tell us, guys, don't go through the motions. At that point, you know, I was always thinking about something like, you know, of course he's trying to motivate us, he's trying to push us, but I didn't quite understand this. Well, what does that mean? Like, don't go through the motions. I mean, I'm playing tennis, you know, I'm at the court, I have to move, I have to hit forehand, backhand serves. I have to make some motions, right? But, you know, I was sure that it's something good, and I was just like, as long as he's there, he's giving some support, it was, you know, helping. And I didn't actually get much into this, what is the real meaning of this, until I started coaching, until I started spending a lot of time on the court. Because before, you know, when you train hard just for yourself, it's just a couple hours a day, it's very intense, you're always in it. At least myself, I was always in the practice every minute, I was giving 100%. So for me, this phrase didn't make much sense because I didn't quite understand it. So when I started coaching, when I spent 8 to 10 hours a day on the court, some lessons, you know, not every player is 100% motivated, not every player or a person is so competitive and intense. So some of them would be very, you know, flat on the practice. They would come up on the court and show very low energy, not the greatest attitude. So for these kind of players, when you teach them, when you coach them, sometimes you just feel like, oh my God, you know, it's like the time is kind of slowing down, and even though you're trying to motivate, trying to push them, it's just kind of not really working, because in the first place you need to come to the practice with a will, with a desire, and with some passion, because you come there to train, to improve, right? So you need to put more effort there. But simply in this moment, you as a coach, you can feel this, how, you know, this training, this lesson becomes a little bit, I don't want to say boring, it just becomes almost like purposeless. You know, you're giving lesson, you hope to help the player improve, but on the other side there is this kid is like not really interested. Maybe the parents you know, made him come to the practice. So what can you do in this moment? Not much. I mean, you're trying to do your job, you know, you always give your best, but somehow what happens is that you realize how you just start doing your thing. It becomes almost like physical. You're just maybe feeding the balls, you're saying a couple of things, but most of the time repeating the same things. You see the kid is just like doing his thing, and then And then it got me, you know. Then I realized, oh my God, this is exactly what my coach was telling me. It's like going through the motions. What does that mean? You're just doing your thing. Let's say as a coach, you're just feeding the balls. You're just doing it, you know, those motions, and you're just simply almost looking at the clock, waiting for that hour to end, and then you're done. This is wrong, right? But I'm sure this happens to, I don't know, 99% of the coaches. I don't want to say 100%, of course. There's always some exceptions that can take every minute like this. But if you're coaching more players, if you're not just, you know, teaching one player, if you have many players, some of them will not be so inspired or motivated. So at this moment, this happened. So what I want to talk about, how can we deal with this? I mean, let's first talk about, you know, the coaches part. This is something that I think it's very easy to overcome as long as you can have the right attitude, right mindset. What I like to do is, you know, at these moments, I try to overcome that feeling to give up almost, and I try to do something more. Maybe I learned recently something about some specific shots, and even this player is not so interested. I'm gonna get into it. I'm gonna try my best to see how it's gonna work. Even he or she is not really excited about it. I'm gonna get excited, you know. I'm gonna use every moment there. Try to help him, and also try to learn for myself if something is working. So you try to find a way how not to just go through the motions, but you want to make every moment count, right? You want to make every second there on the court that has a purpose. So it's the same for the players, right? If you're a player, you're training hard. For me, this almost never happened because I'm always there, I'm giving 100%, and I want to get better every single practice. But some players, maybe those talented ones or players that think they're good enough, some of them are also lazy. Some practices they would just you know, go through the motions, which means they would just hit forehands, hit backhands, not really getting into it, not really trying to give some purpose to everything they do there. They just want the time to pass by. So the question is now, again, how can you work on this? How can you motivate those players, or if you're a player, what to do? Well, simply, I think if you just become aware of it, once you catch yourself in these moments where you're just thinking about the time, when you're, you know, asking what's the time or checking the time you want, just think about it. Come on, I'm here only for 1 or 2 hours. Let's make this count. Let's do my job, and then I can, you know, enjoy whatever I want to do. You cannot enjoy every single moment on the court, but you make sure you make every single moment count, right? So make sure you do your job on the court. You know, you give your best in whatever you do, being the forehand drill, the backhand, some volleys. If you're doing serves, make sure you hit every single ball with a full concentration, with a purpose, and only in that way, you know, you're gonna get some result. If you just go through the motions, you're not gonna really get into this serve, and you're just gonna do it, you know, and looking at the time, you know, waiting for the time to pass. So this is never a good thing. So I would say this is something that can really help you to get your results quicker and get there faster, you know, because you're gonna use your time more efficiently. Every single moment on the court, you're gonna give it a purpose, and you're gonna have the maximum concentration and be very focused on whatever you are doing. So I think this is a very good topic for many of the players and coaches as well. It's very common these days for this kind of things to happen on the court. Either you're a tennis coach or a tennis player. It happens very often that you just keep looking at the clock, right? And in that way, by looking at the clock, you are almost waiting for the practice to end, and this is the wrong way. Of course, you cannot enjoy every single moment on the court, but what you can do is that you can make every single moment count, and this is what will make the difference. Many times you're gonna have these moments where you're just maybe waiting for the time to pass, and again, this is a wrong thing. Please don't look at the clock in this way. actually you want to look at the clock in a way that you want the time to slow down. You don't want the time to go faster, because if the time goes slower, you can accomplish more, right? You want to be more effective on the court. When I say make every moment count, you basically want the time to go slower so that you can accomplish more. And being more effective, it's always a good way to get to your results faster. And yes, as we mentioned before, don't go through the motions. Make every moment count. I would really like to hear your opinion, guys, on this topic, and please leave it down below in the comments. Tell me about your experiences, something related to this, and how you handle these situations, and usually what happens if you're a coach or players. I would really like to hear about it. Also, please let us know about some other topics that you would like us to talk about. We'll really enjoy this mutual communication, and we would like to share our knowledge, all our experiences, and of course help you guys get much better on the court, off the court, and in general improve every single day. So don't go through the motions, make it count every single moment. I'll see you later soon.